morning, everyone. Thank you very much for coming. We're here to break some ground today, and you can see we're real serious about it. This is the third phase of a project that started in 2008, the first being an energy savings project. Then we added on to the building and added on to our processing room. And the third phase is a hydroponic greenhouse, which will be an urban farm and hopefully in the future an urban industry. This would never have been possible without the City of St. Paul and all their support, and also the stimulus funds that we received to help move this project forward. Mayor Coleman, of course, has always liked tomatoes and always told me that we should have tomatoes in the greenhouse. Now, BrightFarms told me we should have lettuce in the greenhouse. What do you think we did? We split it 50-50. The label of the tomato will be St. Pauli Boy, and that is trademarked. So in the future, when you see the tomato in the store that says St. Pauli Boy, please purchase that. We have partnered both with Cub Foods and actually U.S. Food Service to support this project and to purchase the fresh produce that comes out so that it can get to you quickly and efficiently. With that, I'm going to introduce you to our mayor, Chris Coleman, who will tell you a little bit more about the project.
Thanks, Jim. I just want a decent tomato in January. Is that too much to ask? You know, it's easy in August to find a decent tomato, but it gets a little harder. Congresswoman McCollum did suggest, though, that lettuce and tomato is good, but don't grow pigs here. We'll have somebody else do the bacon side of that equation. So, yeah, that's right. The South St. Paul girl speaks from direct experience. Absolutely. This is really exciting. First of all, it's nice to have this project. You remember when we celebrated the retrofitting of your energy efficiency and all of that. It was colder outside than it was inside your refrigerator units, and so we were sitting out here in this parking lot, absolutely freezing. But that was a fun event, and J&J's just done so many amazing things, continuing to grow, continuing to bring jobs to this neighborhood, to do it in an energy efficient manner, to really take advantage of all the partnerships with the federal government, with the City of St. Paul, with our local companies. It's really just wonderful, Jim, and I congratulate you particularly. I want to just point out, we have a great staff at PED. But Dave Gontarek, despite his really bad jokes this morning, has been absolutely wonderful. Lead on this, Patty Lillidahl as well. Thank you, Dave and Patty. Cecile, your whole staff has been just spectacular getting this project together, and we really appreciate that. So in addition to having some lettuce and decent tomatoes, we'll have 350,000 pounds of produce that will ultimately come out of this facility. Doing it in a sustainable way, doing it in our own backyard, making it environmentally friendly, just to have local food products that we can sell in the stores. Hopefully, encouraging people to eat more vegetables, to live a little bit more healthy lifestyle. Just all of the pieces come together with this project: jobs, health, locally grown, sustainable foods. It is just absolutely one of those things that you can't help but kind of get a smile on your face, and when you think about all the wonderful pieces to this. So, Jim, I just want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to Cub for being our local distributor. Obviously, BrightFarms for their work. It's nice to have a group from New York coming in and really contributing to this partnership. It's just all of the pieces are just spectacular. So I want to congratulate you and Congressman for your support, helping get some of the additional federal support for projects like these are critically important. And so thank you once again. And I'd like to introduce our Congresswoman, Betty McCollum.
It is a gorgeous day, and so thank you to Jim and Paul, and of course to my mayor, Mayor Coleman. And it's not only a gorgeous day because of the weather's nice and everything else. It is a fabulous day because of the project that's about to take underway. Another local business, creating more jobs in this economy, but jobs that are sustainable and jobs that are going to impact people in so many different ways. This joint venture between JJ Distributing and BrightFarms is a classic example of what entrepreneurship really is. It's innovation, and it looks for partners in which it can work with. And the federal government is a partner. We can't create jobs at the federal level. We can help people who are the creators of jobs through dollars such as the stimulus funding that was spoken to here today. But so we're creating more jobs, that's good, but as Chris pointed out, this is a win-win-win for the community. Can you imagine? Super fresh, ripe tomatoes that are delicious, produced here locally, distributed locally, and we have great partners here, as Chris pointed out, with Cub Foods, and I know Super Values here today, and they're looking for ways to add real value to their customers when they're in shopping, to make them feel that they're making healthy choices, but they're also making sustainable choices that produce jobs here in this nation. So it's been a real focus at a federal level, not only to make sure that our economy is healthy, but that our citizens in America are given an opportunity to have healthier choices. And we need to, as the First Lady's been pointing out in her comments, we really need to address with what's going on with the obesity problem here in this country. And having access to good fruits and vegetables, especially vegetables here in the winter in our climate, is really important to making people live happier lives by being healthier. So the other thing that I think is exciting about this is, at a federal level, we're talking about what do we do to decrease our energy independence. And by having this all packaged together, from farm to distributor to store to consumer, we reduce the amount of fuel that we're using. And so that's another win. So it is truly exciting to be here. And then we have some jobs that are taking place right now in this tough economy behind here. I'm not going to drive the big shovel here, but just the fact that we have people here in our community that are going to be working here. So two companies that aren't a stranger to success have brought together all this fabulous opportunity for us. So I want to thank the Hannigans as well. Since 1978, they've been out here. Quality fruits and vegetables. My Irish ancestors did not do so well when they started doing their truck farming business, and quickly abandoned it to work down at the stockyards, as Chris was talking about. But BrightFarms has also been a national player in understanding how to make hydroponic farming work and work successfully in urban areas. So I think this is going to be a pilot, and there's going to be lots of replication. So again, thanks to Mayor Coleman and his city staff for being innovative, seizing these opportunities to bring the business community together with local government and the federal government through part of his Rebuild St. Paul initiative that's been so successful. So I just want to congratulate all of you on this partnership. I look forward to eating a delicious St. Paul boy, is it going to be? St. Pauli boy. That goes with the St. Pauli. I won't talk about the other product. It goes good. A BLT with St. Pauli boy would go good with St. Pauli girl. Okay, we've got that. So congratulations to everyone here, and let's turn it over to the next speaker.
As I researched the project during the a few years, I actually kept hearing the most important part of the entire project would be the grower. And I used to kid Dave that he and I would be the farmers in the house. And thinking about being with Dave every day, I had to find another partner. Right. So I was fortunate enough to run across BrightFarms, and actually I believe that Dave Brand kind of brought us together. We had talked prior, but Dave suggested that we get together. Dave Brand is the director of produce at Cub Foods. And I feel very fortunate that we have been able to secure BrightFarms as our partner. Paul Lightfoot is a visionary and the CEO of BrightFarms, and I'd like to hear him speak a little bit.
Thank you, Jim. I'm delighted to be here. I admit that I'm from New York, but I love Minnesota. I've been traveling here mostly for business for about 15 years, but one of my best friends lives not so far away. I spent part of last winter ice fishing at, is it Lake Mille Lacs? Do I say it correctly? Lake Mille Lacs? Ice fishing and snowmobiling and skiing. And it's great to be outside and see these dandelion plants blowing by. It really feels like we're in, I think, one of the most beautiful places in the country, and a great place to begin one of the most important movements in the country. The city of St. Paul has been a tremendous partner for BrightFarms. I'm thrilled to be joining this community that has such a strong political will for community building and a commitment to local food. We've been warmly welcomed throughout the course of this project from day one by two important individuals, particularly Jim Hannigan of J&J and Dave Guntarek from the city of St. Paul. Jim, as you know, is a great steward of the St. Paul community, to his team, to his customers, his commitment to quality and customer service. That's a truck, huh? This greenhouse is Jim's vision. Any credit for the accomplishments we achieve here will be due to Jim and his long, hard work, and I thank you for it, Jim. Dave is from the Department of Planning and Economic Development. He's a man of jokes, as Jim pointed out, but also of strong will, of persistence and capabilities. He's a guy who finds out where the red tape is and he cuts it and he gets things done. And I'm certain that without Dave, we wouldn't be here today, so I thank you as well. I'm grateful for the support that we've had from visionary leaders such as Mayor Coleman and Congressman McCollum. Thank you very much. Congressman McCollum has been a longtime champion of the environment and of green initiatives, and I'm grateful for her support and leadership. Mayor Coleman's Rebuild St. Paul initiative is the ultimate endorsement of the local ideology, which is so important to the mission of BrightFarms. I want to particularly call out his work with Twin Cities Bike Walk Week, which is launching this week, and he has an event, I think, at 1:30 p.m. this afternoon. I'm a bike walk commuter myself, and I appreciate his efforts on that front. And then last, but certainly not least, I want to recognize our newest partners in the community, Cub Foods, which shares our passion for local food, sustainability, and customer service. These are great individuals and these are great organizations, and I'm deeply grateful for their partnership. I want to tell you briefly about the model that we bring to this partnership. BrightFarms believes that communities are strengthened when food is grown and consumed in the same community. And too often today with fresh produce, that's simply not the case. Many products rely on an amazingly long and complex supply chain. And the length and the complexity doesn't add value to the product. It makes the product worse in many cases. Today, as an example, more than half the wholesale cost of a box of lettuce you find in a supermarket often isn't the lettuce. It's the costs and the profits of the transportation and distribution in this long and complex supply chain. Year-round lettuces in supermarkets in Minnesota today are essentially all from California in the summer and Arizona in the winter. Most of the economic benefit of produce sold in Minnesota leaves Minnesota. Kathleen Merrigan, the Undersecretary of the USDA, tells us that every $1 million in local food sales supports 13 jobs, as compared to only 3 jobs for food that's shipped in. By relying on produce shipped in from across the continent and around the world, we aren't just leaving an economic opportunity on the table. The produce is less tasty, less nutritious, has shorter shelf life, and in some cases is less safe for our families. The long and complex produce supply chain is pretty bad for us, it turns out, and it's often terrible for the environment. But Minnesota is a place of progressive ideas and has a will to innovate. The Twin Cities local food community is powerful. So we're replacing the long and complex supply chain with a short and simple supply chain. Right here you see an image of the greenhouse that we're going to be building on this empty piece of land behind us with this piece of machinery I'm standing right in front of. We will be hiring, training, and supporting a local Minnesota farmer who will own and run his own business operating inside our greenhouse. Jim's business, right there a few hundred feet away, will be packing the produce and it will be sold in the local Cub Food stores. Cub Foods will be at the leading edge of the local food movement. We believe leapfrogging their competition. This 38,000 square foot greenhouse will grow about 350,000 pounds a year of the freshest, most flavorful and sustainable produce you can find. We'll be creating 6 full-time green collar jobs and up to 50 part-time jobs. Each year, the greenhouse will save 4.5 million gallons of water as compared to comparable products from field agriculture. Each year, this greenhouse will prevent 750,000 gallons of stormwater from running off into local waterways. We believe that purchasing local food as a society connects us to our farmers, to our community, and to our environment. At BrightFarms, we're all about local food because it truly strengthens communities. Our partners here, St. Paul, J&J, and Cub Foods, are great people and great organizations, and I truly feel humbled for the opportunity to work with such great partners. I thank you very much. Now it's my privilege to introduce our business partner and our friend, Chuck Lynch, the Senior Vice President of Operations at Cub Foods.
Well, thank you, Paul. And by the way, Jim, I'm not sure how you organized it, but it looked like snow coming through here as Paul was speaking. It is very, I think, probably a perfect timing of it. But it is an honor to be representing Cub Foods and in this partnership. We're a local company. We've got over 58 Twin City Cub stores that has been in the market for 40 plus years. The one thing that our consumers are telling us each and every day is that they want to buy fresh produce. They would love it to be locally grown. And then I think the points that Paul just identified is the sustainability tie with it. What a great partnership. And it's one that, again, we're very, very honored to be part of. To be able to buy produce year-round in the state of Minnesota just doesn't seem to happen. To think that you're going to be able to swing by a Cub store on a cold January Saturday afternoon and pick up some fresh lettuce, herbs, or tomatoes and know that it was growing just a couple miles away is an outstanding feat. And so again, Cub is extremely honored and proud to be partnering with Jim and Paul throughout this event. J&J Produce has been a long-standing partner of ours. They provide us a lot of great quality product and with the highest level of service. We know that this venture is going to bring us into the next level. Tying it back to being sustainable, we're doing right in our community. It is a key focus of Cub as we build our stores, as we operate our stores, and even with the waste inside our buildings. So we look forward to a very long partnership. We hope that all of our Cub stores we're going to be able to pick up product from this location. And utopia would be is that in a few years we're building another one because Jim and team can't keep up with the demand that we've got out there for our consumers. And so as we break ground today, we hope that we'll be doing this again in the future with more projects. So Congresswoman McCollum, Mayor Coleman, Jim and Paul, thank you for allowing Cub to partner with you on this great project.
Before we break the ground, I'd like to everybody to give Sandy Pappas, our local senator, a hand. A lot of the things go across her desk, and she's a big supporter. So now we're going to break the ground, and I want to thank everyone for coming, and come back and see how we progress, and watch for tomatoes, lettuce, and herbs in the fall.
We don't need shovels, we need a sledgehammer.
And then we're going to take turns driving that machine.
Yeah, exactly.